The geniuses over at CNN had some brilliant analysis on Bernie Sanders on the night of the Kentucky and Oregon elections. Let's watch.
I think there is no question that Sanders has channeled and led a movement, and I think it is a very different movement than what we saw with, Bradley or with Howard Dean, and I think that's important for Democrats to recognize and grapple with. But I think there has been a portrayal of Sanders as sort of above politics and above the fray. A pretty adept politician of several decades, and he wields the blade very effectively, and he's gotten much better about that as time has gone on. But the questions that he's asking about Clinton and the Goldman Sachs speeches, transcripts, for instance, those are wrapped in you are too close to the banks, but those are character attacks. That is what it is.
You have got to be kidding me. It's a character attack to talk about the systemic issue of money in politics and corruption and legalized bribery. Not only is that not a character attack, that is the most substantive attack humanly possible. And remember, an attack on money in politics really is an attack on the structure of the system. So he's effectively not even necessarily blaming Hillary Clinton. What he's saying is, when we have a system that allows these public officials to, in a variety of different ways, get private money, you are, by the nature of the way the system functions, you're going to have it so that these public officials are representing the special interests that pay them, and they're going to snub their constituents, the American people. So we have perverted our democracy in the process here. You could not get a more substantive attack than that. And what do? They come out there and they flip the truth exactly on its head. This is Orwell 101. Why are you doing personal attacks? Why are you doing character attacks? A character attack is, hey, you're a cunt bitch. That's a character attack. Hey, you're a shitty grandmother. How about that? That's a character attack. What he's doing here is he's saying, okay, look, you are taking money from special interests. We're not stupid. You're going to represent those special interests. You're not going to represent the American people as you should. So, hey, vote for me because I will be better on the actual policy substance. She will be worse for a variety of reasons. Dude, if you think that's a character attack, politics isn't for you. Like, you honestly, you go away, go away, go away. How does CNN allow somebody on like that to say something like that, and then it's just like everybody treats it like it's a legitimate opinion? Like, oh, totally, yeah, no doubt. I mean, in any other context, that would be ridiculous. If people in the U.S. are having a conversation about Russian politics, and they're talking about, some oligarch who takes money from all the other oligarchs, and somebody says, hey, I think you might be biased in favor of the oligarch that are giving you money. Would we accept it if somebody in Russian media was like, character attacks, how dare you besmirch the great honor of this tremendous Russian oligarch? No, we'd go, what are you, stupid? What are you, crazy? Look at what the attack actually is. And by the way, this isn't just speculation. It's not just a pie in the sky and theoretical. We know there are a variety of different policy positions that she flipped because of money. For example, she used to be for single-payer health care. Guess what happened after she took gargantuan amounts of money from the health industry? She flipped. Now, all of a sudden, Big Tent, we're a Big Tent party, so not only do I have to look out for the American people, also my constituents include health insurers, for-profit health insurers, so we got to do something that they all like. So, bye-bye single payer. Another one is the bankruptcy bill that rigged the rules in favor of big corporations when it comes to bankruptcy. Now, this is something that she used to be against, and Elizabeth Warren actually went to her when she was the first lady and said, look, you got to convince your husband that if this bill gets his desk, he's got to veto it. She was on the right side then. Well, then, lo and behold, when she ran for Senate and she had to take money from big businesses, all of a sudden, she flipped. Now, the same bankruptcy bill that rigs the rules and favors of giant corporations, whoops, look at that. Now she's in favor of it, and she voted for it. You cannot get more substantive. And honestly, you're making a mockery of the media, and you're becoming a joke yourself when you make arguments like that and you expect us to take you seriously. It's one of these things that, like, what are you going to believe, me or your lying eyes? Dude, we see the money. We can see the trail here. I mean, just to give another example, the Clinton family, over all their years being in politics, did you know they've raised over $3 billion $3 billion. And you're going to tell me that they're not beholden to the people who gave them that money? They're not going to take the phone call when somebody from a giant corporation that paid them is looking for some sort of favor, some sort of subsidy, some sort of tax loophole? You have to be crazy to believe that. By the way, even in paid speeches, so putting aside the super PAC angle and the campaign angle and the Clinton Foundation angle, just in paid speeches, they've made over $100 million. They are the establishment. People are sick of it. And they're not sick of it because I don't like the way her hair looks. I don't like her style. Those would be personal attacks. They're sick of it because of how it affects their life. They're tired of this ridiculous neoliberalism that's far too hawkish. And they're tired of the corrupt sellout nature of it that isn't actually liberal on economic issues and looks out for the people. That's what they're sick of. They're sick of the policies pushed by these kinds of people. So when Bernie calls that out, for you to say it's a character attack, ironically, is a character attack on him. Again, the oldest trick in the book, this is a Republican trick. You accuse the other of doing something that you're in the process of doing. So from the Hillary camp all along, what have we heard? Bernie bro! Look at these Bernie bros. You must be sexist because you support the most liberal senator in the U.S. Bernie bro, Bernie bro, Bernie bro. I guess you're all sexist because you don't like Hillary Clinton. Bernie bro. As you guys do personal attacks, you respond to his substantive attacks by saying, why are you doing personal attacks? Why are you doing personal attacks? And people think that everybody's just going to fall in line behind Hillary in the general election, when this is how her and her campaign and the media and everybody has been treating Bernie. What an absolute joke this is.